Hello there, how are you doing? This is our first lecture on Python, and I hope you learned something. Uh, this is easy. Python is easy. All you need to do is be committed and just learn the basics. So whenever you install Python, okay, and you just come to the Jupyter window, you will see whatever you see, whatever you want to be displayed on the screen. You just have to enclose it in the codes with the command print. Okay, here I have written that, hey, how are you? Now if I run this command, okay, it will be displayed here, hey, how are you, on the screen. Okay, now there are other things that you need to know about Python. If you don't know how to install Python, you need to watch a video on it. Okay, and still if you don't understand it, you need to leave a message to me in the comments, and I will upload a video for you how to install Python. The most important things in Python are the variables, and variables are used everywhere. So variables are just variables are just names, okay, names or digits, okay, that you use, and you just insert input into it, and instead of writing whole things inside the print, you just use the name of the variable and it will be displayed on the screen. Let's suppose here it is that, hello boys, are you excited? Okay, and I run it. You can see that the variable name is message. So instead of writing the whole thing is hello boys, how are you doing, I just write message. Okay, but you need to remember that whenever you're writing a variable, everything must be inserted between the codes, the commas. So it is very important. Now if you run it, you will see that, hello boys, are you excited? You can write anything here, hey there, hey there, hey there. These are the basic things that I want to learn, and then you will move on from easy steps to harder steps. You can also change the name of the variable. Here I have used message, so let's say I use call, and then here I can say that call, and still you can get the outcome, hey there. Okay, so you can use the name of variables depend on you. You can use whatever you want to use, or simply if you don't want to use the variables and you just want to use hey there, then you should use the simple commands, hey there, hey there, and hi there, and this is how it's going to run like the above, hey there. Okay, so if you don't want to use the variables, you can simply just put the words inside the codes, and then write print before and just run it. Now let's come to the concept of variables and details. You can change the value of a variable in your program at any time, and Python will always keep track of its current value. Okay, let's suppose that message you have written here, hello there, hello everyone, hello Python learners, hello Python learners, hello Python learners, and you call the variable as message. Okay, now here you have used different words here for message, hello everyone, and you said print message, and here you have used different words for message, hey, how are you. Here the same variable is used for three different lines, and each line represents different words. Now if you run it, you will get hello Python learners, hello everyone, hello are you. Okay, so you could see the output here, and hello Python learners, hello everyone, hello are you. Okay, if you just want to add something else, message, let me tell you something else, message is equal to hey everyone, hey boys, hello boys, hello boys, hello boys, hello boys, hello boys. Then what should happen now if you run print and you just write message, what will happen here, it will not run, you will get a problem, and the reason is that it is written here that it is indentation error, unexpected indent, something like that. And the reason I'm telling you that, In Python, everything must be in balance. Look at here. Here the message is slightly towards the left, so you need to make it parallel to the other words, and you also need to make it parallel. Now it will run and you will not get any error. Okay, so you need to keep this thing in mind, that there should be the space between the words should be balanced. Okay, so if you like here equality, here we have just inserted through all over the codes, we have just inserted one space here, space. Okay, so these spaces are balanced, but here the space is not balanced. So now if I run it, it will not run. You will get you will get problems if you run these sort of things. So you always need to take care of these these things, especially the print command. The print command, we always get errors when this when it is not in balance with other words, when other commands. So you need to take care of it to avoid future errors. Now let's come to naming and using variables in Python. So these are very important things, and as a programmer I have faced many problems, and I decided that let me tell you something. The most important thing in Python is naming and using variables and strings. That's how will come to later. Being a programmer, I faced a lot of problems, and I decided that I should add whatever I know about variables, so that you don't face the problems I have already faced, and you can easily go through what I went through in the past. So naming and using variables in Python, these are some rules that you need to remember. I am teaching you from step to step. I'm going in detail. I'm going in I'm diving deeper, because I just don't want that you run things shallow things. So I want that you learn from very basics, and then we go from step 1 to step 2, and then from easy steps to harder steps. So these are rules and examples. Variable names can have letters, numbers, and underscores. They must start with a letter or underscore, not a number. So message 1, this is okay. You can use a variable name like this, but this is not acceptable. You will get an error if you use a digit as a variable. Number second, most important thing, that spaces are not allowed in a variable. So a greeting message is fine, but if you put the space here like this, then it will not be acceptable. Greetings message is not allowed. You will get an error. Avoid using Python keywords or built-in function names. For example, print. Don't use built-in names like print, class. The functions that are already used in Python, such as print. If you use as variable name, then it will be a little bit problematic for the Python to understand it. So don't use things that are already used in Python, and which are very common. Now these are name, alias, student name length 5. You can use things like that. You should always be careful to use the letter L and O, because it looks like 1 and 0. So you also need to be a little bit cautious about it, especially lengthy programmings, when you're going to write a great deal of things and you just don't understand where the error happened. So you need to be careful about it. Now I'm teach you a little bit theory, so that you understand what does it mean, because most of the time you're using variables, you're using codes, but you don't understand what are these things. So in computer language, in Python language, we have specific names for such things. Okay, so strings. What is string? A string is a series of characters. Anything inside quotes is considered a string in Python, and you can use single or double quotes around your strings like this. Okay, so strings, this is a string. Changing case in a string with methods. Name Salman Khan. This is a string, and if you run it, you get Salman Khan. This is a string, and name is your variable, and you just print it. More importantly, sometimes you just want to change the name. You just want to write the name as a title. So do you have commands for it? So with name, you just write title and just put empty brackets. Now the first letter of Salman and the last letter of Khan will be capitalized. You just run it and you can see that Salman Khan is capitalized. These are very important because when you're programming, when you're writing a program, you're always in a hurry. You just write things and you just don't focus on it. So you don't have to worry about anything. You can no doubt write in small alphabets, but you just have to add the title with it, and it will do the work for you. Now we also have uppercase, lowercase in title. So here I have written Tom Cruise. Okay, now if you just want to write it in upper cases, all the words will be capitalized, or lower cases, then let me just write it like this so you could see that what could happen. Okay, I'm gonna change the wordings. Now run it and you can see here that when you use uppercase, all the words are capitalized regardless of if there are small alphabets or large alphabets. Nine, if you use the lower, all the words are written in lower cases regardless of how the alphabets are written here. So these are very important. And upper empty brackets, lower empty brackets, and title empty brackets. You just have to need these commands with the variable that you have used, and we have used the variable name. And if you want to change the variable, just say I call it name, just call it gh. Then here if you run it, you'll get a problem. It will you will so you have to change gh, and here you have to change gh. Then you'll have to run it to get the output. So Python doesn't understand, any language doesn't understand unless you use a specific command for it. So if you have used different variables names and you have inserted something else in the front, then there will be a problem, so you need to take care of it. Now the most important thing that I want you to teach is the variables and strings. Sometimes you just want to use multiple variables, which are very important. So strings, f strings, these are the key things here. Let's say that I have used AB as a variable name, Salman, CD is Khan, and DE is AB and CD. And here you can see that I just want to run it. So if I run it, you can see that the output is being generated. Now for using string variables, let's suppose I change, I call it first name, and then I call it second name, then I call it second name. Okay, make sure that the spacing are fine, and I call it full name. So here you will have to use, if you want to add more than two variables, then this is the command that you need to remember: quotes, and how many variables you have used, one variable, two variable, three variables. So here we have used two variables, first name, second name. Okay, you have to remember this. So here AB, instead of AB we write first name, the variable of the which is the name of the first which is the variable for the first name, and second name is the variable of the second the last name. Okay, or the second name. So here the full name, here in title, what are we going to call? We are going to call this variable, because in this variable we have utilized first variable and second variable as well. So here in title we will add full name. Okay, and if you run it, you can see that Salman Khan is being displayed on the screen. If we remove the command title from it, you can see that it is just Salman Khan as it is written here. So if you just want to if you want it to be displayed in uppercase, then you have to use upper, and you can see it is all written in upper letters. And if you just want to you can display it in any way possible. You can display it in lower. Let me change the names. Let me capitalize it so that you can see the difference. I'm using the same command over and over again so that you get used to it, and you should also use it multiple times. This is how it will get stuck in your memory. If you don't use it, you will forget it and it will be of no use. So the purpose of rewriting and rewriting is to get used to these things. Now we get a title, we get an error. Here is an error. The first one is executed Salman Khan, and the second one lower is also executed, but the title is not executed. And I would like that you answer me that why it is not executed. And here is the error, str object has no attribute. Okay, so there is no such thing a command is title. Okay, titl, so we have forgot to add e. Now if I run it, you can see that it is being displayed. So you need to understand these things. These are very important in Python, and so far I taught you a great deal of things. I taught you about upper cases, lower cases, title, and variables, and I also taught about strings. These are also called f strings that we are going to talk about in a while. And let's go. These strings are called f strings. The f is for format because Python formats the string by replacing the name of any variable in braces with its value. So you need to understand that these are also called f strings because there are multiple things that we add together to to get a final outcome. Now here there is something, this is very interesting and I want you to focus on it. Here I have written first name is Tom, last name is Cruz, and ZB is Hero. Okay, let me remove this for a while and we'll come to that later. Okay, now if you want to, in the last command, if you remember, we just add friend and we just add this name, friend full name. Okay, let me add that as well. Okay, so you understand what's going on. Print full name. This is how you will learn things. Now if I add friend full name, I just get first name and last name Tom Cruise. But if I hear friend f and then quotes, okay, here I add this full name, and you can add extra things here. If you add here, hello there, are you okay? And you can also add extra things here with curly brackets, and you can call this command here, or you can call this one, you can call this one, whatever you want to call. It depends on you. So instead of this, let's also remove this. So hello there, are you okay, Tom Cruise? Okay, now if I want to add the same changes in the bow command in the front here, what I have to do, I have to just add f, and then I have to add quotes hey boy. Okay, and then all I have to just insert the curly brackets, and you can see that you will get the same outcome here. Don't forget the quotes. So these are certain things that you need to hey boy. So this one is also displayed is with extra words. So if you don't want to add something else here, sometimes it is important for programming. So these are extra things that I want you to teach as well, because I want you to remember. So print full name, let me you can also display them individually. Let's say print first name, friend first name, and let's see, let me just explain it a little bit more, because these things are very important. Print last name, and I already displayed friend full name, and I already displayed friend with some extra words. So now here, how many execution we are doing? 1 2 3 4. So you will get 4 for the friend first. When you execute it, you will get Tom. For the last you will get Cruise. For full name you will get Tom Cruise, and for friend you will get hello there, are you okay, and Tom Cruise. So let me execute it and let's see what happens here. Now when you execute it, as I said, Tom Cruise, hello there, are you okay. Now let me add upper here, upper, and let me add upper here, upper here, upper here. Let me add upper here. I want that you practice this with me as I'm typing. You can also write it with pen or pencil, and this is how you will learn it. Otherwise it will be really difficult for you to learn. And let me see that now all the words are capitalized. Okay, so you just need to remember these commands of upper, lower, and title, and it's going to help you a lot. One more important thing that I want to teach you is that how can you add spacing in Python, how can you add space in the lines, and how can you go to the next page, to the next line. These are very important things, and sometimes in Python these are very important. So let's come to that a little bit later. Meanwhile, I want you to focus on it. What does it mean by all these things? What does it mean by strings and things like that? You can also use if strings to compose a message and then assign the entire message to a variable, as we discussed it in the previous command, that first name, last name, and this is your gh. It's something, this is the third thing that I have added. And let's say that I add another variable op, which is the best, and he is also my favorite. He is also my favorite person. Okay, now if you want to add here in full name, I have add first name, last name, gh. Okay, and if I want to add this variable as well, op. Okay, I am going to add op. Okay, op. So full name, friend, message you, and if you add another variable, same message. And as I discussed it earlier, you just enclose it in two variables. Hello, these are the extra words, and you call it full name. So if you run it, you will get all these things in one sentence. Tom Cruise is the best, is also my favorite person. Okay, and if you just want to execute print, just want to execute print full name, friend full name, what happen is, you will see what's going to happen. If you get full name, then you will get all these things with nothing. Tom Cruise is the best, she is also my favorite person. Now what I want to see is that it is not that good written. Tom Cruise, these are written in small alphabets. So if you want to capitalize it, you can just a title with it. If you want to something, Tom Cruise is the best, is also my favorite person. You can add, the best way to do is to add a title with all these things to create extra errors. So here the purpose of string is to add as many variables as you can. So here I have added how many variables? 1 2 3 4. I have added 4 variables. I have enclosed them in a single variable which I call name, and then I friend at full name. And if you want to add further, then you can also add message of hello full name, and you can also insert message in another variable. This is how you can keep on going and this is interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, and I didn't just start from the string directly, from the f string directly, because I know that if I start from here, then you will get confused about the basic things such as variables, such as how to assign values and these sort of things. So I go from step to step. I don't want to rush things, because if I clear your basics and then we are going to to do the programming at advanced level, then you will not face many problems. So that is the reason I'm going slowly and carefully, and I want to teach you like a professional person. because I am professional myself, so that you don't face any problems in the future. So I want you that you write it on a piece of page. Okay, if you write it with your hands, then it will be better, and then you practice on a piece of paper. This is how it will stick in your memory. Now let's come to this is the format to add more than to add many variables: full name, then quotes, and then this is variable past, second, third, and fourth. If you want to use more than two variables, if you want to use more than you can add as many variables as you want. It depends on you. So format is first name and say last name. Okay, this is the format that you need to remember, and then you just have to call this name in the print command. Now this is what this is what I talked about a while ago, that we also need to understand how to adding white space to strings with tabs or new lines. In programming, white space refers to any non-printing characters such as spaces, tabs, and end of line symbols. You can use white spaces to organize your output so it is easier for users to read. So let me teach you how can you add spaces. Now to add a tab to your text, use the character combination T as shown it below. This is the command that you need to add if you want to add spaces. Okay, let's print USA. Okay, now if I add T here, let's see what happens. You can see that we get a space here, right? Now if I add it again, then it will improve from time to time, and the space will increase. If I add 3 times, it still goes further and further. So this is how you can add space. I hope it is clear and easy. Now let's go to add a new line and a string, use the character combination N, which is very important. And you can also add space always, and you can also add space, and you can also go to the new line. So languages, if I add T here, let me run it first. So if I run it, it looks like this: languages, Python, C, Java, script. Now if I want to add T here, okay, then I will get a space. Okay, if I add C, if I add N, then it will JavaScript will go to the next line. Now if I add N with it, then it will T with it, then it will just move towards Python JavaScript. Okay, now if I add a T here, then it will move, you can see that. And if I add another N here, let's see what happens. You can't. Let's go forward a little bit. You can see that the space increase further and further. So these sort of things that you need to understand. These are basic things. You can also combine tabs and new lines, as we discussed earlier. In a single string, the string /n/t tells Python to move to a new line and start the next line with a tab. The following example shows how you can use this one line string to generate 4 lines output. So these are the things. If I run, you can also combine things like this. If you print it, you can see the output, and you will see that these are sort of things that you need to understand and learn on your own. Now let me run it and see what happens. Then you can see that language is Python. If you want to add further, if you add N with it, then it will come to the next line. And if you add T with Python, then it will just move. And if you add N with it, then it will come to the next line. So these are basic things that you need to understand and learn.